Hey everybody, welcome back to Advisors Capital Management 10-second interview show. I am your host, Michael Lieberman. I am joined by Chief Investment Officer and my esteemed colleague, Dr. Charles Lieberman. Chuck, for those who are first-timers to the show, here are the rules very, very quickly. I will ask you 5 questions. You have 10 seconds to answer each question. Nobody wants to hear a long, drawn-out answer. It's a TikTok world. We are a couple of TikTok dudes. With that, we are going to start by talking about a very serious subject, and that is Hurricane Milton that is going to be hitting Tampa. So again, or the Tampa area. Again, 5 questions, 10 seconds to answer each question. We're going to be focused on the investment implications. Obviously, we are thinking about the people in Tampa. We're focused on the investments for this show. Bridget, throw up the clock. Chuck, if you could, very first question, Category 5 storm going to hit Florida very hard. What is the insurance company exposure here? Is it focused on property and casualty? What happens to reinsurance? I know it's a big question. 10 seconds, though. Insurance industry, go.
So the estimates are somewhere between 100 billion and 200 billion worth of damage, but the insurance coverage is going to be a fraction of that. And it's hard to say how much, but it's going to be a sizable amount that will be lost by individuals.
Meaning individuals will take this on the chin. Insurance coverage, if the damages are that high, insurance coverage may not cover everything.
In many cases, insurance may not cover anything. You get insurance. There's wind insurance. There's flood insurance. Flood insurance is no longer carried by private carriers. Only government sells flood insurance. And in a lot of cases, the damage is going to be caused by a flood.
All right. So with that, right, there's going to be, there was Hurricane Helene 2 weeks ago. Now Milton. There's going to be a ton of reconstruction that has to take place over Florida, right? There is going to be, like you said, between $100 and $200 billion worth of damage. There are going to be, office buildings, apartment complexes, homes, hospitals, all infrastructure in that area will take some level of damage, whether it's water or physical. What does reconstruction look like there from an investment thesis?
Yeah, so the way these things have worked in the past, it causes a very short-term hit to GDP. Because people are out of work and jobs have disappeared. So in the very, very short run, GDP gets depressed. Over time, the reconstruction adds back to GDP and considerably. If it's 100 billion to 200 billion, that's a massive amount of money. The government will probably provide some assistance in the form of low interest loans, but it's going to be a lot of spending, and everyone in the building trades should benefit.
That's now leading to the building trades. There is housing pressure, obviously, as a result of the interest rate environment going on out there. You could theoretically be taking, 1 million units offline here. What does that look like from a housing perspective, obviously, particularly to Florida?
Well, I don't think it'll be anywhere near that bad. And most of the units that are destroyed will be older construction that were not subject to modern building codes. So, for example, and I've got a place down there that's fully exposed, but I'm in a high-rise building, modern construction. The building is going to be fine, but nearby there are a lot of older homes, wood construction built at ground levels. Those are going to be destroyed, and they'll have to be rebuilt, completely rebuilt, but subject to modern codes.
In the event, I know, like you said, you do have full exposure, right? You have a place that is in the line of fire, without a doubt. If things go poorly, you are welcome to stay on my couch for as long as recovery is as long as it takes. Energy pricing. What happens? Are there oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico that will be taken offline here? What does that look like for energy, oil overall? 10 seconds, go.
The impact is minimal. Those facilities have been taken offline. They're typically protected, and they'll come back on pretty quickly. There was a story about 4 cranes in St. Petersburg that need far more time to bring down to safeguard them. They haven't been taken down. Hopefully they've been secured. They're going to be fully exposed to those 100+ mile-an-hour winds.
Last question. With regard to the general vicinity, right? You're talking about Florida, you'll be talking about parts of Georgia, Carolina, so on and so forth. What happens to future insurance coverage, homeowners policies, flood policies, hurricane insurance, whatever it is? Are rates going up no matter what? You know, you could make the argument it's climate change. You could make the argument they're just more storms, whatever it may be. Are rates going up? Is this just going to be the way things are and insurance is going to be more expensive because of things beyond our control? Take us home.
Yeah, this is what happens every time there's a storm of any sort. The insurance companies take losses, they report losses, but then they raise rates to make up for those losses, and invariably their profitability improves going down the line. So that's sort of standard operating procedure.
All right. With that, again, we are thinking about the people in Tampa. We are hoping this does no damage, but obviously a large Category 5 storm. So thinking about the people in Tampa. With that, 10-second interview show. We appreciate you all. As more issues come up, we will come back to you. Thanks, everybody.